Go Shuaib downstairs. Tell him nobody should be downstairs. Huh? No. Tell him Salah at, we're going to pray at 4:50 inshallah. Yeah. Yeah. It's even more cautious to delay Asr because at the Dhuhr, yeah, the Dhuhr, right before it's over. Okay, are we there? Are we on?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Bismillah. Hamzat al-wasl in af'al. Plural of fi'l, af'al. The rule is what? If the third letter, we look at the third letter in that fi'l. The third letter in that fi'l. If the third letter has a fatha or a kasra, then Hamzat al-wasl should have a kasra. If the third letter has a dhamma, then Hamzat al-wasl should have a dhamma. In af'al, we can never ever have Hamzat al-wasl with a kasra, with a fatha, in af'al. Clear? In af'al, we cannot have Hamzat al-wasl with a fatha, ever. So what's left? Kasra and dhamma. If the third letter has dhamma, Hamzat al-wasl has dhamma. If the third letter has anything else, Hamzat al-wasl should have kasra. Iqra. Iqra. Ittakhadu, for example, the third letter is what? The ta, it's not the kha. The third letter is the ta, because the ta, we have double ta. It has fatha, so we say ittakhadu. Second one, ya Shu'aib. How do you read it? Surah. Everyone's name Shu'aib? Shu'aib. Ud'u. Round, normal, round. Ud'u. Ud'u. Third one, Amin. How do you read this one? How do you read this word? Isbiru. Hamza. Urqub. This is a bit tricky. Ra heavy. Urqub. Urqub birijlik. Not urqub. Don't change the cap into a qab. Urqub. Urqub. Yalla. Next one. Who did not answer? Muhammad Imran. Ista'inu. Who did not answer? Sufyan.
Ittabi'u.
Ittabi'u. Brother Asim. Asim or Qasim? Asim.
يقرأ.
Iqra. Yalla. Brother. Why ikshif? I'm not saying it's wrong, huh?
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
Because حرف الشين has كسرة.
Because the third letter has a kasra. So Hamzat al-wasl should have a kasra. Yalla. Brother.
اتخذوا.
Tamam? Okay. Any question so far? Any question? The question that you should ask, how do we know it's a verb and how do you know it's an ism? Should we ask that question? When is it an ism and when is it a verb? How do we know? Right? How do we know? How do you know these words are, when do we know this word is an ism and this word is a fi'l? How do we know? For example, like this, huh? Yalla, Shu'aib. How do you read this word right here? This one. This one. How do you read it? Or let's take this one. So this is the tricky one. Third letter has a dhamma, so we say umru'un, right? Right? Why not? Why yes? Why no?
Well, actually,
Special.
Special nouns.
Huh? Huh?
it's an ism.
So let's go back to the now. So the question is, I need to know when this is a verb, when this is an ism. So that I can apply the rule of the verbs, right? So the rule of the verbs is easy, but how do I know this is a verb or ism? When we talk about the Holy Quran, I made them for you in a way that you should know. How do you know? We're done with the nouns that start with al. That's out of the question, right? What's left? We have words that don't start with al. They start with Hamzat al-wasl, but no lam after Hamzat al-wasl, correct? When do I know this word that starts with Hamzat al-wasl and doesn't have the lam with it? It's a verb and it's an ism. Look, lam al-ta'rif, in nouns always maksura. This means we pronounce it with a kasra. And those nouns come under two groups. Okay? I put them for you there. This is first group. These are special nouns that came in the Quran. These are the only nouns. You need to learn them. When you see them, you know, oh, this is one of the 10 special nouns. I know it starts with a kasra. Done. And the other group of nouns are called masadir. What are they called? Masadir. Masdar is to be. For example, akala yakulu aklan. Kataba yaktubu kitabatan. Like the writing, the eating. This is like called infinitive in English. Those masadir, they have a pattern. In English, in Arabic, we call it wazn. They have what? Wazn. Those masadir, they come only on two patterns or awzan. Ifti'al and istif'al. So you're gonna learn just by their pattern. Look at this word, ikhtilaf. Does it sound like ifti'al? Yes. Iftira, ibtigha. Look at istikbar, istif'al, istighfar, isti'jal lahum. They sound the same, right? Those are the other group of nouns. Other than these two groups of nouns, any word you see it in the Quran with hamzat wasl, you know it is?
Verb.
That's it. Mashi? Now we have exceptions here. We have exceptions. Okay? Yalla, tell me, Ustaz Mahmoud. Third letter has a dhamma, so hamzat wasl should have a dhamma. Umshu, right?
No.
Imshu.
Imshu, why?
Because
Because you're an Arab and you saw it's imshu. But you should tell me why.
Because it's an exception.
Because it's an exception. That's not the answer. Why it's an exception? Huh?
That's a different question.
Why it is? Why it's an
A
exception?
special
That's a
word.
different question.
Why it is an exception? Very briefly, I'm going to explain just two examples. One, two, because this word brought us to this question, correct? To the Hamzat al-Wasl. This is the word that brought us, right? The verb originally is imshi. Imshi. Walk. Addressing the masculine singular. Imshi. We want to add waw of the plural, right? So we're going to put waw of the plural. It becomes what? Imshiu. Imshiu. It's difficult. So the Arabs, when there's waw sakina and she with kasra, change it and just make it easy. Imshu. They never say imshiu and then they said, let's say, they naturally say imshu. Imshu. Tamam? Tamam? So this dhamma here is not original. Originally it is what?
Kasra.
So we deal based on the original harka. So we say imshu. Yes.
If you put an alif after the wow, wouldn't it
This
be-
is called alif al-tafriq. Alif of distinguishing. Okay? It always comes after waw of the plural. And they put a tilted circle in it to tell you it's always silent. Yeah. The second verb, ibdu, same thing, ibnu, same thing. Yalla, how do you read this word? Let's all together, 1, 2, 3.
Imshu.
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 Next.
Iqdu.
Iqdu.
Iqdu. Ibnu.
These are the only 4 exceptions. What about ituni? This is the word. Now we come back to ituni. Okay? Go back now to part 2, where we came from. Part 2. Here we go. Amla Shirkun, the special words. Page 80. Yeah. Ituni. Now, this verb is originally, and it's mentioned in the Quran, by the way, huh? It's mentioned in the Quran. What's the ayah? Where are the huffaz? When they say "Iti bi Qur'anin ghayri hada," what's the beginning of the ayah? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Who knows the ayah, guys? Huh? قال الذين لا يرجون لقاء نأتي بقرآن. Huh? قال الذين لا يرجون لقاءنا. Those who don't hope or wish to meet us. What did they say? قال الذين لا يرجون لقاء نأتي بقرآن غير هذا أو بدله. This verb is in the Quran, huh? It's written in the Quran. T. So the verb is originally what? Bueno. This Dhamma is originally what? Kasra. They wanted to put waw al-jama'a. Again, do they say tiu? No, tu. Tamam? So now we know the haraka of Hamzat al-Wasl in this word is what? Is what? Kasra. Now, what's the rule again? If we have a word that starts with Hamzat al-Wasl followed by Hamzat Qata', the Arabs never say them together. They never say i'tuni, as in some Arab series they're acting and they make such mistakes, that simple mistakes. The Arabs don't say i'tuni or i'tini or i'ti. No. What do? Replace Hamzat al-Qata' with a letter that suits the haraka of Hamzat al-Wasl. What's the haraka of Hamzat al-Wasl here? Kasra. What does suit the kasra? Yeah. So we're gonna say what? I'tuni. Did I write it there? With the ya? I should have written it with the ya, so you know how to read it.
You said with yes.
Where is it? Here. See? I'tuni. Let's read it. I'tuni. Let me hear. I'tuni. Got it? Okay. Now there's another example. This word. Do we say i'tumina? I'tumina? What do we say? Exactly. What do we say? Utumina. What do we say? But you will never read this in the Quran. Why? Because this you will always read it with the word before it. You will say alladhi tumina, alladhi tumina. Tamam? How do you start i'tina bima? How do you start i'tina? This section, you guys sleeping? I have water here, huh? Wake up! How do you read this word? Only this group. How do you read this word? If you don't like water, I have tea. If you don't water. Eatina. Any question? You're not gonna say in the Quran eatina. And you're not gonna say eati. And you're not gonna say utumina. You're not gonna start with them. And it's not good to start with them. But ituni, it's better to start with it. Next, number 9. وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ. And number 10, يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. This is related to مد الصلة الصغرى. Who can remind us of مد الصلة الصغرى? We explained it yesterday.
Small, yeah.
Yes.
Ha followed by small waw or ya.
The ha, when it's followed by the small waw or ya, we're gonna stretch it. There's a condition for it.
No hamza after it.
No hamza after it. That makes it صلة صغرى. But in order to be a صلة, ya shabab, there are, look in the Quran, that's why I've not mentioned that in the med, because as I mentioned, I want you just to take the simple easy rule and apply it. The simple easy rule you see, if there is a little waw, means there is med. If there is a little ya, means there is med. And when they do that, there is a rule for it. Anyone knows the rule for mad al-sila? In order, when do we stretch that ha? The ha of the third person masculine singular. When do we stretch it? There are 2 conditions. Or 1 condition. It has to fall between, Sarah, you know, remember? There has to be before it. When do we stretch the ha of dhamir, of the pronoun, ha as-sila? What's the condition? What should there be before it? What should there be after it? So that we stretch it. So that we say lahu or bihi.
It's the ha that's preceded by a last sakina or dhamma, or yeah, sakina or kasra. And that's when you don't stretch it. And then you do stretch it if there's an alif or a fatha.
This little ha, little ya and little waw, they mean we're stretching the ha, right? Could be he or who. Is there a third option? Either he or who. When do we stretch it? When there is a haraka before it and there is a haraka after it. That's مد الصلة الصغرى. I didn't mention this to you because in the Quran, when there is no haraka before it or haraka after, they're not gonna put the little ya or waw. So I gave you the summary. But if you want to understand this exception, you need to know this rule. So what's the rule for mad al-sila al-sughra? When do we stretch that ha of the pronoun? When do we stretch it? There has to be haraka before it and haraka after it. Do you say ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين? Do we say فيه? You don't say. Imam Ibn Kathir, he says. Not Ibn Kathir, the Mufassir, the Tafsir one. No, that's a different. The Qari. Imam Ibn Kathir, the one who has one of the 10 qira'at. So he does that, but we're learning Hafs. In Hafs, what's the condition for ha of the dhamir? Haraka before it and haraka after it. So we don't say fihi hudan, and that's why in the Mus'haf, if you look, they're not going to put a small ya after fihi. Tamam? What about minhu? Minhu ayatun muhkamat. Do we say minhu ayatun? No. Why?
There is no haraka.
Why?
There is a sukoon before.
Before the ha, no haraka, there's a sukoon. Same thing. Do we say bihil kitab, bihil kitab, or bihil? Why not bihil kitab? Because after the ha there is no haraka. There is what? There is what? Bihil. Hil. Sukoon. Right? Now, there are only 2 exceptions in the whole Quran for this rule. What are those exceptions? First one, وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا. فِيهِ مُهَانًا. The word فِيهِ in the Quran, the whole Quran, you don't stretch it. You don't stretch the ha. Only in this word you do, Surah Al-Furqan. Why? Huh? That's how we received it. Remember this answer, you shouldn't forget it. Any Tajweed question. You should know the answer for all Tajweed questions. Anyone asks you why we read it this way? Because we received it this way. But you should be able to understand, to explain the rule, right?
But when we were saying that in the previous that the Arab has changed it to Dhamma, right?
I meant naturally, originally, if you look at the verb originally, it should be like this. But the Arabs, naturally, they say it like this. So they don't say imshiu, and then they said, you guys, it's difficult to say imshiu. Let's say imshu. No, naturally, they say it imshu. But the grammarians, when they come, they look at the verb, and they say, yeah, we know in the singular, it's imshi. So it's clear the Arabs, they found it difficult. They don't say it because it's difficult. So naturally, they say imshu. Tamam? Okay. وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا. Dal, like dude, okay? Dude, habibi, dude. يَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا. Any question? Okay. Some scholars said, subhanAllah, this way of reading, it suits the meaning. Because that ayah says, that person who disobeys Allah and يُضَاعَفْ لَهُ الْعَذَابُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, the torment will be multiplied for him on the day of judgment, or her on the day of judgment. وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا, and he will be immortalized in it. وَيَخْلُدْ فِيهِ مُهَانًا. It suits the word and the meaning. Tamam? That's just an analysis. Yes? Okay? On the other hand, look at this beautiful one. يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. Based on the rule that I just told you, shouldn't we say يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ? Shouldn't we say, why?
Because there's a haraka before.
Haraka before it, haraka after it. And this is one of the qira'at. Okay? This is one of the qira'at. But in Hafs, how does Hafs read it through Shatibi way? Do you see a little wow? Do you see a little wow?
No.
So that's why these rules, I put this rule level 7. You're not going to find it level 5 or level 6. Level 7 it comes, I put it just as a special word. So the student can read the whole Quran and not need to know this rule because there's no little wow there. So he knows خلاص. He's going to say يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. And unless he's making the usual mistake of stretching every haraka, then you fix it as you fix that mistake. So how do you read this example? يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. Here, another analysis, Analysis. The ayah says, وَإِن تَشْكُرُوا يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. If you thank him, if you show gratitude to him, يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. He'll be pleased with it. He's going to accept it from you. So it's not يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. Is it quick? Allah Ta'ala right away accepts from you. Right? And we know the hadith. If you come to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, like you come for a span, he comes for you, he comes close to you, what? Huh? Unharmed, right? Unharmed, right? Unarmed. So Allah always ahead of you in His mercy, in His acceptance. So يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. Right away He accepts it. This is just tafsir point of view. Like connecting the way you're reading it with the meaning. It's a nice thing, but we're not saying this is why it's read this way. No, because in some qira'at it's stretched. Okay? But this way of reading it, it suits this nice meaning. يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. Some other scholars, they said because this word is originally يَرْضَاهُ, but because of jazm we drop the alif, etc. So you don't need that. That's it. 10 special words, we're done with them, alhamdulillah. And then we have second. Yalla, let's take second because it's also special. It has special rules. And then the waqf signs, I'm not going to tell you about them because I explain them in English in a very clear way, inshallah. So let's go, finish second, and then go back to ikhfa. Yeah. Second, in Hafs narration through Shatibiyya, we have some mandatory saktat. First one. Second is to pause without taking a breath. What is second? Then what is waqf?
Pause without taking a breath.
Pause with taking a breath. Tamam? So some students, they're reading in the Quran, they say for example, Alhamdulillah alladhi anzala. We tell word, no second here. Or he says, look, he says, أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا. We tell him, this is called second. There's no second here. Either connect the ayah, أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ, or stop, right, mister? أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. But to say, أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا وَخَلَقْ. No. Either waqf or connect. But no second, except in these places that we're going to list. Number 1, Surah Al-Mutaffifin. كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ. So we don't say barrana in Hafs narration. Some Qur'an they say it. In Hafs narration we don't. كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ. Second one, Surah Al-Qiyamah. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ. Third one, Surah Al-Kahf. So here in these two ayat, 1 and 2, no option to connect. You must do second. Number 3. وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ عِوَجًا. قَيِّمًا وَسَعًا. Wake up, Habibi. وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ عِوَجًا قَيِّمًا لِيُنذِرَ. What did I do? What did I do? Where is the second? وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ عِوَجًا. Showing you that I'm taking a breath. وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ عِوَجًا قَيِّمًا لِيُنذِرَ. What did I do? Waqf. That's correct. Now, if I want to connect the two ayat, can I say وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ عِوَجًا قَيِّمًا? No. No. What? ما عجبك? You didn't like it? Why not? Tell him why not. Did you hear? Ask any Tajweed question, they can answer you. Tell him, Sufyan, what's the answer?
That's how it was written.
Did you hear Ammar? Don't tell me why. Yani why? It's not from my father's house. Okay. What is then the right way to connect, Ya Safi? Tell your brother. What's the right way to connect these two ayat? Show me how you stop قيمة. I stopped. No, I want you to show the second way. I did stop. Now you do second. Okay, but don't make Hamza after عوجا. ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر.
ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر.
A little bit shorter.
Sure.
ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر.
ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما.
Shorter. Maybe I read it long. ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر.
ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر.
آية 4 سورة ياسين. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا. We lied? This means your eyes are not with me. Your eyes should be with me. Turn toward me. Don't leave the wall. It will not fall. Your eyes on me, حبيبي. I made this. يعني لا ترد انتظر. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. So what did I do? وقف. Can I say من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد? No. If you connect, you have to stop with seconds, or you have to make second. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن. يلا.
قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد.
Shorter. Okay, let's make just two words. من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد. What? ما وعد الرحمن. من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن.
من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن.
So just pause without taking a breath. So it will be shorter than the normal one. Ayah 5. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني. يلا, who knows how to connect? Don't look at the book. Close the book. Close the book. Close the book. Close the book. Yalla, who's gonna tell me how you connect these two ayat and get a book? Get a free book.
Oh shit.
Did you look? No. Did you look? Yalla, tell me. Don't tell me and then show me how you connect or how you.
ما أغنى عني مالية.
مالية. I forgot. Did I answer you about وما أدراك ما هي? I asked a question. Surah Tariq. Did I tell you it's called Ha'us Sakit? We didn't. Did I tell you it's called Ha'us Sakit?
Yesterday.
I felt I didn't tell you.
You mentioned yesterday.
I didn't tell you Ha'us Sakit. Yesterday when we read Ma hiya, that's called Ha'us Sakit. So it's here, like huwa, here. The Arabs in some words they stop like yatasanna, right? That's called ha. Second is ha of relief, like ha of stopping, second stopping. But it's like relieving them just releasing that letters, they stop with a ha. So they say hiya. Tamam? This is the same thing. So not maliya to habibi. This is not ta marbuta. This is ha. Ha what? It's mali. ما أغنى عني مالي. يعني my money will never, did not benefit me in anything on the judgment day. May Allah not make us of those who will say this. Ameen. So maliyah. And ha second always sakina. So we have maliyah. And we have, anyone wants to try how to connect those two ayat?
One way will be to
خلاص أخذ دورك اسمع.
one way will be to stop.
How? You
No, I don't have the iron. So you say
you're looking at the book?
just for the iron.
Okay.
So ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني.
What did you do? What is that called?
وقف.
Waqf. What's the other way?
The other way will be to do sab.
What is it?
That will
How?
be ما
I'm gonna ask you to
أغنى.
repeat. If you don't know, Wallahi, inshallah, this will move. You were there with the falaqa? You were there?
So it will be ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني.
What is that called?
Sab.
Second. These are the two ways.
Third way.
There's a third way. What is it?
That will be because of tamasul saghir, we will put stress on second half. So that will be ma aghna anni maliya. I don't know how to do it, but it
If
will
you
be-
don't know, you lose the book.
Okay, then let me try.
You have to give full answer.
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني.
Close. 99%. Good to try one last time. Ismail.
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك.
Mash, good to try. Good try. You got 99% of the book.
Just rip off the
Do you want
cover.
the orange one or the white one or the green one? Which one you, or the green one? For Abdurrahman, he has to get the green one.
Sheikh Abdullah, just rip
But
off
you choose, you choose.
just rip off the covers.
Which one you want? Okay, choose anyone afterwards. Okay, the third, so she said two ways correct. The third way she theoretically said it correctly, but she didn't apply it. What are the, tell me the first way, how to connect those two ayat here. You see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية.
Get up. Don't get scared. I'm just gonna move you from that country. Move! Malia, Halaka, where did you get that from? Yahya.
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني
What? I didn't know what you did. Malia, Halak, what? What do you want? Listen. Tell me I'm gonna do waqf and do waqf. Tell me I'm gonna do jumping and do jumping. Tell me I'm gonna do something, do something. Yalla. Second, yalla.
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني.
Mashi, just make it shorter. What's the second way, Muhammad Amran? The sister said that if you don't know, this means you guys are playing around. Yalla, بسرعة, we don't have time. Yalla, how do you do waqf?
ما أغنى عني مالية هلك مالية هلك عني سلطانية.
Okay, you need to show the how. طب يلا. Listen, make sure you don't talk to each other. So first way, as the sister mentioned, waqf. Like two separate ayats. Yalla, practice quick, we have to move on it. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية Second way is second. Again, what's the symbol for second?
Scene.
The little C. Right? The second way is second. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية ما أغنى عني مالية هلك practice. You need to sit with the teacher and he hears you how you're doing it. Okay? And sorry, the two assistants they were not able to. 4 assistants they were not able to, and I excused them because I told them the course is 2 days, but I think we need 2 weekends at least. Yeah, like 6 days. 6 days. I'm optimistic to cover everything, but today is the last day, inshallah. But for the future, this is how much it needs. And if I want to make you memorize before you leave the class, it needs 10 weekends. Okay, but this should be enough for now, inshallah. At least it opens for you the door, inshallah. The third way is idgham, because ha with sukoon followed by ha with a fatha, that is called idgham. And I put in level 7 the types of idgham. We have about 10 types of idgham. 10 types of idgham. We have 3 major types, 10 examples of idgham, or 10 subtypes, let's call them. We have idgham mutamathilin, mutaqaribin, mutajanisin. The 2 similar letters, like this example. What do we do? Drop the first, stress the second. Ma, look. You think I have only 1 marker? Look. So be careful. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية. تمام. So just like you said, you said, for example, اضرب بعصاك. So you drop the first, stress the second. One more time, huh? مالية هلك. مالية هلك. Which way you should do? Any way you can do. But for the meaning, to make it more powerful and clear, stop. Just make waqf. Last point in second, connecting Surah At-Tawbah, Al-Anfal, with Surah At-Tawbah. We all know Surah At-Tawbah doesn't have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the beginning. Why? Why Surah At-Tawbah doesn't have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the beginning? Why? Because it talks about the mushrikeen. That's the answer we learned?
It was revealed without.
After 3 days. You tell me this answer, Ya Hamza. You attended the first 2 days?
Yeah.
After 3 days, Ya Hamza, you tell me this answer. What's the answer? Why Surah At-Tawbah doesn't have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the beginning?
It was revealed without Bismillah.
Now, listen, look. So, again, this is exactly the right, precise, accurate answer for all of these questions. But if we try to understand the wisdom or the reason, like why, let's think why, and say it's possible that because this surah started with declaring the war on the pagans who broke the treaty with the Muslims, and declaring a war doesn't suit to say in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Tamam? That makes sense. So we say, possibly this is the reason. Tamam? Same thing. Why? Why pork is haram? Because it makes this and this. Allah made it haram. We don't have to know. But if the scholars, through certain, not theories, certain research, they found that there are some harm, etc. We can, look at that. But we don't need to know. Because Allah says haram. Why hijab for the sisters? They have to have the hijab. Because this and attraction, all that possible. But we don't need to know. Even if there is no attraction, even if there is no khalas, Allah says this, what do we say? Sami'na wa we hear and we obey. طَبِيض Inna Allah likulli shay'in alim. And then bara'atun. How do we connect them? 3 ways. Look at it. How many ways? Yeah. First way, Normal waqf like between every two normal ayat. Second way, sakit. إن الله بكل شيء عليم براءة من الله ورسوله إلى. What is that? سكت. عليم براءة. يلا.
عليم
Third way, what do you see here up next to the Dhamma? Why is that meme there? What rule do we have here? Iqlab or qalb. Tanween followed by ba. What do we do? Change the tanween into meme at the ba with long ghunna. What do we do? Change the tanween into meme at the with long. That's iqlab. We're done with iqlab. Don't tell me we didn't learn iqlab. We learned it. We just learned it. One more time. Qalb. That's called qalb or iqlab. When you have noon sakina or tanween, what do we do? Change the noon sakina or tanween into
meme
at the
ba
with longest.
gunna
Really? Really? With
with long gunna
long gunna. I said longest.
longest gunna
I said,
it's long gunna he confused me Sheikh
I confused. Forgive me. I apologize. I confused. Okay. Okay. With long gun, you have to continue with me 1,000,000%. I can't trick you at any word. You have to be awake, Habibi. My voice is almost gone, and I have tarawih. And then you tell me 100% with me here. Wake up. Bismillah. Any questions? So how do you do it al qalb? Alimun bara'ah.
alimun
Don't bend your lips with the mean. Don't say alimun. Okay? I told you about this or no? I told you. Keep the lips, close them normal. Alimun bara'ah.
alimun bara'ah
Okay, let me show you quickly so that maybe from here you cannot see me. Bismillah. Here. This rule qalb and ikhfa shafawi. The same. In ikhfa shafawi, and I made a long video on it, you can check it on the channel. Because there's an issue about ikhfa shafawi. Some people innovated a new way in which they keep a little gap between the lips, which is wrong. Still, they are our brothers and we love them and they're Muslim, but they're doing it wrong. We shouldn't copy them and we should tell them. Okay, in the ikhfa shafawi, what do we have? Even if you don't know, huh? Listen, ikhfa shafawi is the result of qalb. Yalla, who can tell me? In ikhfa shafawi, what do we have? I gave you the tip. Ikhfa shafawi is the result of qalb. So in ikhfa shafawi, what do we have? Mim sakin followed by ba. What do we do? Like you do in qalb. Tamam? So it's already mim sakin there. So you're not gonna come when there's already mim sakina. Rabbuhum bihim. Rabbuhum bihim. Mim sakin followed by. You're not gonna come and say Rabbuhum bihim. No. Okay? This is how you should do the what is it called? The qalb and the ikhfa shafawi. Is this clear? Ammo. Pay attention. This is a real picture. Is this clear? Now look at the wrong ones. Look at the wrong ones. Did I put it in the ikhfa shafawi? Okay, here you go. Here you go. Ikhfa shafawi. Yalla. Is this right or wrong?
right
Learn just these two words. No pressing, no gap. No pressing,
no
no gap. No justice, no peace. No justice. Okay. لعنة الله عليهم وعلى إبليس سوا. Okay. Is this right?
no
Right or why not?
No
There's a
gap.
gap.
No gap. Is this right?
No.
No.
Why not?
No pressing.
No pressing. ربهم. No. Is this clear? خلاص. Any question? Any question? طب يلا. We go to the إخفاء. We go to the إخفاء. شو؟ ها؟ بلى. We did وقف سكت انقلب. عليم براء. Okay, any question? طب يلا, let's go now to إخفاء. إخفاء is where? Level 6. Level 6, إخفاء is the most important rule that many people make mistakes in. So let's cover it quickly. إخفاء. Listen to me. Don't look at the book. Don't look at the book. Listen to me. Very briefly. Very briefly. Very briefly. Let's take this example. من ذا. من ذا. In Arabic, listen what I'm saying. In Arabic and in the Holy Quran, there are some rules. When we have some letters, the Arabs naturally, they merge, they drop sometimes. Like in English, right? You don't hear people say, I am Ahmed. You hear? Only those who are learning English as a second language, they start, I am, right? But what do people say? You say I am. In America, you say I am. If someone tells you, I'm Mahmoud, you say I am. What are you? What's your name? Abdul Ghaffar. Ahla wa sahla. Don't say I am, because maybe an American will. So people tend to do what? Don't look at him. Focus with me. Don't look at him.
Contraction.
They make contractions. Okay? The Arabs like other people. And learn this thing. The only difference between the Quranic recitation and the Arabic classical Arabic speech is two things. In Tajweed we have extra ghunna and extra mad. That's it. So the Arabs make ikhfa and idgham and idhar and qalb. The Arabs, they don't say al-anbiya, they say al-anbiya. And that's why those people who came and say, you say anbiya, al-anbiya, anbi'ni. That's not right. That's not right. It's difficult. The Arabs don't say this. So we say anbi'ni. I don't say anbi'ni. And I do the noon and then I go to the ba. And no, mim and ba from the lips. Anbi'ni. Right? Anbi'ni. Okay? They don't say man yu'min. What do you say? Man yu'min. But of course, they're not going to say man yu'min. They're not going to say to you ahlan wa sahlan, longest ghunna. But they're going to say ahlan wa sahlan. They make idgham. So what's the difference between the classical Fusha Arabic speech and Tajweed? Two things. What are they? What's the difference? Two things. The difference between the correct classical Arabic Fusha speech of the Prophet ﷺ and the Arabs at that time, because the Arabs at this time, they don't speak Fusha, unfortunately. What's the difference between the correct Arabic classical speech and Tajweed rules, which is the recitation of the Quran? What's the difference? Yani the Arabs, when they speak, they apply qalqala and idgham and ikhfa and hams and all these things. They do. But there are two things they don't do. Means the Quran is distinguished for two things that people, when they speak the true Arabic, they don't do. What are those two things? I just said that we do idgham. In Tajweed, we have two extra things. What are they? Extra ghunna, in some places, of course, and extra med in some places. They're not going to tell you, السماء تمطر اليوم يا أخي. السماء تمطر. They're not going to say that, right? Right or no? They're not going to say that. So what's the difference between the Arabic Fusha speech and Tajweed?
Extra mad and extra.
Where? Extra mad and extra ghunna in where? In the Arabic speech or in the Quran?
In the class.
In the Tajweed Quran, in the Tajweed rules, in the Quran recitation. Now we come to the ikhfa. If I have man, the Arabs, they do ikhfa. Ikhfa means hiding. Ikhfa means, what will we hide? The nun sakin or the tanween. Remember, all the rules of nun sakina, they are the same rules of the tanween because the tanween is a nun sakina in pronunciation. So I will ask you this question, huh? I'll ask you this question in the test. I will ask you this question in the test.
Okay, write it down.
عبد الغفار جزاك الله خيرا. I will ask you this question in the test. Okay, when you fail, don't tell me why I failed. I told you the questions and you're like this. Okay, what's the question?
The tanween,
No, that's not the
the
question.
nun sakina.
What's the question I wanted to ask?
You hide.
Why the rules of nun sakina are the same rules of tanween?
Because in practice,
Ahsan. And in the Quranic reading or recitation, we deal with sounds, not how the words are written. Did you hear his answer? Okay, don't hear it. Continue talk. تعال. تعال, get your chair. Sit there. خذ. خذ. خذ هنا. Why the rules of nun sakina and tanween are the same? Because the tanween is a nun sakina in pronunciation. So it has the same. لا بعد عنه بعد. It has the same sound. صح؟ اجلس مكانك لا تتحرك. And in the Quranic reading, we deal with sounds. So since they sound the same, they have the same meaning. So I'm not going to keep saying nun sakina or tanween. خلاص, you understand. When we have nun sakina followed by one of the ikhfa letters, ta, tha, dha. Ta, tha, what after ta, tha? Jim. Ta, tha, jim. Dal, dal. Zai, sin, shin, sad, da, ta, va. Right? Fa, qaf, kaf. That's it. How many? 15. Ta, tha, jim, dal, dal. Zai, sin, shin, sad, da, ta, va, fa, qaf, kaf. How many? 15. صق ذات لكن جاء شخص قد سمى ضع ظالما في تقدم طالبا فترى. Or more than one way to say that line. It's okay. So the beginning of that line, they're mentioned here. When you see a nun sakin or tanween followed by an ikhfa letter, what do? You do ikhfa. Ikhfa means what? Hiding. What do you hide? Nun sakin. How do I hide the nun sakina? I don't take the nun sakin and hide it. Yalla, hide the nun sakin. You hide it means you don't touch the gum. Because how do you say the noon? Say the noon. Say an. What did you do? Two things. You did two things. The first thing is what? Touch the gum with the front part of the tongue. What is the second thing to make the noon? Ghunna, not hamsi amu. Ghunna. Huh? Can you say any noon or mean without a ghunna? No. So listen what we say. We hide the nun sakina or tanween. We hide the nun sakina or tanween, but we keep its ghunna. We hide the nun sakina or tanween and we keep its ghunna. Not only that, we're gonna make that ghunna long. We're gonna make it just like qalb and ikhfa shafawi. In the whole Quran, the only places where you apply long ghunna, ikhfa shafawi, qalb. Then what do I do with my tongue? If I did not touch, so what do I say? Do I say madda? I didn't touch the noon. Do I say madda? No, that will be idgham. Do I say man-dha? That will be izhar. Ikhfa is somewhere between. How do I do it? Briefly. You pronounce the letter before the meme, before the nun sakina. Ma, listen, ma. And then listen, the definition that you have to put here. You have to memorize it. I prepare the organs of speech. What are the organs of speech? Tongue, lips, maybe upper teeth. Depends on the letter, right? I prepare the organs of speech. I didn't say I prepare the tongue. Why I didn't say I prepare the tongue? Because
Different.
the fa has no relation to the tongue. And I'm not going to prepare the tongue. I'm going to prepare the lip and the teeth. So what do? Prepare the organs of speech to pronounce the ikhfa letter. While applying what type of gunna? Long gunna. One more time. I'm going back a little bit more. Some people saying he's reading fast. Okay. I pronounce the letter before the nun sakina. And then prepare. Say with me if you know. The organs of speech to pronounce. To pronounce what?
The next one.
Prepare them to pronounce what?
Next one.
The ikhfa letter. While I'm doing what type of gunna?
Longest one.
Long gunna. And when the long gunna is over, what do? Pronounce the ikhfa letter. One more time. I say the letter before the nun sakina. I'm going to apply now. Ma. Your eyes is here. If you're looking at the book, you have the book at home. You're going to take it home. But you cannot take me home. Can they take me home? My wife will. Listen. Ma. Ma. And then what do? Prepare the organs of speech to pronounce the ikhfa letter. What's the ikhfa letter?
Those signals.
Dal. The ikhfa letter is dal. Right? Dal. How do I prepare my organs of speech to say the dal? Dal is pronounced by pressing on the tip of your tongue, right? So I say, but I didn't say pronounce, I said prepare. So I'm just gonna touch, I'm just gonna touch the makhraj of the dal. Man, the. What did I miss? Man, the. What did I miss? Long gunna. Man, say with me. Man. Where's your tongue? I don't see the tip of your tongue. No, you're keeping it inside. Now you got it. Man. After that, what should we do?
Pronounce the.
Pronounce the ikhfa letter. How do I pronounce it?
Press.
Press a little bit. Man ذا. يلا سارة حنان شو فيهم؟ من خليهم يقيموا. خليني ما رح نطلع الله وكيلك. يلا. Look at me. من ذا. من ذا. منظر. All of these three letters exact same way, and I should see your mouth the exact same way. And what makes them different is the tongue from inside. In the va it will be curved. Okay? منذ منظر. This method, as you noticed, we touched the makhraj and then we pressed to pronounce the ikhfa letter. That's why I called it touch then press. What method we apply to the dal? Touch then press. Dal, tha, dha. Dal, tha, dha. What else? Fa, qaf, kaf. Let's take the fa. It's a bit tricky. The fa is a bit tricky. I'm going to explain it and show you the pictures. I'm going to explain it and show you the pictures. You will not find these pictures in any book in the world because they're my pictures. Okay. The fa. We're going to do the same thing, the same way. Pronounce the letter before the noon. And then what do? Prepare. Say Allah, say. Prepare what? The organs of speech to pronounce the ikhfa letter while applying what gunna? Long gunna. And when the long gunna is over, what do? Pronounce the ikhfa letter. That preparation. Did I say I prepare the organs of speech? How do I prepare them? How do I prepare them? By touching them, pressing. Only with 6 letters, by touching them, pressing. But look at the scene. Or not the scene, let's take the ta. Do I say Antum I touch the ta, I say antum. If I do that, that's idhar with gunna. And with the ta, I bring the tongue, and instead of I prepare the organs of speech to pronounce the ta. But how do I prepare? By bringing the tongue close to the makhraj of the ta. I don't touch the makhraj, because if I touch it, it's the same makhraj of the noon. Then I'm not making it, and we agreed we have to do ikhfa for the noon by not touching the makhraj. So with the ta, what do I do? Ignore him, ignore him, ignore him. I bring the tongue close, and then I touch. أنتم عنده انطلقوا مع السلامة. انطلقوا means go. Okay. انطلقوا. Did you see dal, ta, ta, exactly the same. Dal, ta, ta, exactly the same. But how did I prepare? Did I touch them press? Or what did I do? I brought, not closer, Habibi. I brought the organs of speech close, and then what? Touch. And this is the second method. I called it close, then touch. So this is a new bid'ah. Okay? This is a new bid'ah. You're not going to read it in any book or in any video. And it's okay, as we mentioned yesterday. In the way you explain the tajweed, make as many innovations as you like. But the way you recite and apply, no room for bid'ah. وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. That's the bid'ah that is meant in the hajj. Not the ways and means and subha and mawlid and hafad completion ceremony and no, these are means. Okay, not ibadat, not prescribed ibadat. Okay, let's go to the fa. How many methods we got so far? How many methods?
2.
We got 2, but I did not tell you all the letters, right?
No, it was.
Okay. Yeah. The fa, we do touch then press, right? What are the letters we do touch then press for?
Fa.
Dal, tha, va, fa, qaf, kaf. Let's take the fa and then let's take qaf and kaf because these the 3 are special. Qaf and kaf, they're special. And fa is a bit tricky. In the fa, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's take the very easy example. Again, always start with easy examples with the students. Don't start with them. For example, excuse me. Unfukh. Start with dhamma and take the easy example. The easy example, anfusahum. Anfusahum. Okay? What do I do? What did I do? I'm preparing to say the fa. By gently touching. With all of the touch then press method, you're gonna gently touch without pressing. Because after the long is over, then you press. So when you gently touch, look what will happen. Some air will sneak from some space between the teeth and the lip. Okay? Some of the teeth with the lip. There'll be a tiny space. Between what? Some of the teeth. I'm gonna show you in the picture. It took me a long time until I was happy with these pictures. Yani 99.99%. So we're not gonna say we're not gonna lock the makhraj. We're not gonna lock the makhraj and say because it sounds like a meme. And we're not gonna do as many qurra say they wanna make it long. They're not preparing to the fa. But we're gonna touch gently. Try. I'm gonna show you the pictures then I'm gonna come to see your picture. Yeah. Picture number 1, right or wrong?
Right, maybe.
Picture number 1, right or wrong? If you say wrong, tell me why. It's not just right or wrong. Tell me.
Close.
Right or wrong? Picture number 1.
Close.
Who says wrong?
Wrong.
Why wrong?
Close.
Where inside يا بنت الحلال؟ الله يرضى عليك. Okay. Make it bigger. Okay. شايف شلون لامسين من هون ومن هون؟ يلا. Picture number 1. Right or no? Right. Who says wrong? Don't be scared. This is just a point. I'm not going to use it. Why? You said wrong? Why wrong?
You can't see the teeth. You have to prepare the.
I'm not preparing. Don't you see? Okay, it's okay. Leave him. Leave him. Leave him. Leave him. Leave him. Let him speak. Look, Habibi. Look.
The default picture of your mouth.
Okay, listen. Do you see? Look here. Look here. Look here. It's okay. It's okay. Look here. Oh, it's not clear. Is it clear from here? Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
You only got a lot. What about this? Did it change anything?
I think all the
Turn off the light. Go turn off the light. بسرعة بسرعة بسرعة. أسرع. Is that better? A little bit better? Huh?
Yeah.
Unplug the behind. Unplug it. Unplug that one. Is that okay? Okay. انت عندك مفتوحة. Close the window next to you. Okay, you see the teeth? They're touching or no?
No.
They're touching from here and from here.
You can see the teeth.
تمام?
I can see them now.
Okay, open your book. Open your book.
One.
Open your book and
Wait, that.
give me rest. Bismillah. Yalla, open page 60 and look at it. Yalla. Tell me, picture number 1. In the book, it's very clear, inshallah. Yalla, picture number 1. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay. Number 2.
No.
Number 2.
The gap
Right
is
or
too
no?
big.
Wrong.
Number 2 is much clearer. It's very clear. Right or wrong?
The gap is too big.
Who says wrong? Why wrong?
The teeth aren't touching.
They're not touching.
Yeah, the teeth need to touch like a little bit of the lip.
Look here. They're touching here or no? They're touching here or no?
There's a big
So
gap.
there's this little gap. Yani this gap that I'm talking about, you cannot control it like to be like a little dot. So it can be this way. But it's touching from here, touching from here. But look at the wrong ones. So number 2 is also correct, guys. Put a check mark. Number 3, look at number 3. Is that an ikhfa at the fa? Not at all. Not touching at all, right or no? What about number 4? What about number 4? What's wrong with this one?
No gap at all.
No gap at all. Clear? Yeah, we're done with the fa. Now show me your fa. Yeah, turn on the light back here. Yeah. Again.
How could I have taken your pencil? Literally, go away.
Go to the far right. Not and go to the far right away. أيوة. Close. You're getting it. Go to the far Excellent. See? يلا شباب. تمام. بس بدها مرآة، هاي بدها مرآة ها. تمام. يلا. You need a mirror for this ها. You need a mirror to practice a little bit. يلا. Again. A little bit gentle touching so you don't block it. Again. You're like kind of let your teeth a little bit come out. Touch lightly. Look. Light. No, you didn't touch at all.
Yeah.
لا مو go to the far right. Don't look it. Don't bend your lip. Normal. Close. Start. leave this. No room for kidding, huh? Sam. يلا see quick. Touch lightly. You see the go or no? Touch something. Not touching, huh? No wrong. Touch يلا امين بسرعه this work doesn't work
Chef Uwais.
I don't know
Think
touch
about
light okay okay bismillah okay now qaf and kaf again you need the mirror it will help you to practice that little bit and you get it inshallah. Again, as I mentioned, if you say anfu, that doesn't change the meaning in any way and you're completely fine and your salah is fine and you're fine. But if you want to do it perfectly, this is the way. Now, last two letters in the touch and press method is what? Qaf and kaf. Look at the qaf and kaf, guys. Look at the qaf and kaf. Tell me what's going on there.
Close.
What's going on with the qaf? Complete closure. So where is the sound going? Where is the sound going? Going through where?
It's vibrating.
Through where? Look at the arrows and you tell me. It took me like an hour to do these two pictures. I took them from online, but I worked on them to change them from the nasal cavity. Qaf and kaf. Listen to me. We're just gonna finish ikhfa and that's it. We're gonna just finish ikhfa and that's it. If you want to cover the number, we have 4 cases of number. We can finish them quick right after ikhfa. Because I'm gonna do number anyway because someone has been asking me on YouTube for few months for number, so I'm gonna record it anyway. But qaf and kaf, the only 2 letters among the 15 ikhfa letters in which the makhraj is completely blocked, means no oral sound at all. It's only pure ghunna. Practice and see. Min qabl. If you say min, am I touching the qaf? Am I touching the qaf when I say min? But what about min? Try min qaf. Anqa. Anqa. Anka. When you're saying anka, close your nose and see. If the sound continues, this means it's wrong. The sound has to cut to stop. Okay, say anqa and close. If the sound stops, this means it's correct. Anqa. If you say that's not ikhfa. It has to stop completely, right? Is that clear? Is that clear? Any question? So, touch then press. We're done with it. Bring it close. Close, then touch. Amba. Anja. Anja. Dal tal ta dad jim. And we have there 6, that's 11. What's left? 4. So the first method, touch then press. Second method, dal ta ta dad jim. Bring it close, then touch. If I was fast, I know I was fast. I have those in 2 sets of videos. The Easy Tajweed playlist, it has short version, short explanation. And we have the Al Jazariya Made Easy, the new course. We have more than 1 hour lecture about them. So you check on either or. The bring you close then touch, dal ta ta dad ji. Last method is what? Bring you close, then closer. The easy example is the sheen. Why I say the close then closer? Because when you do the sheen, do you touch anything? How do you say the sheen? Ash. What is touching what? Nothing touching. The sheen is like this. Look at me. Ash. Middle part of the tongue going up to the roof. Ash. Ash. So what do I do? Look at me. Look at me and tell me why I call it close then closer. You don't need to tell me. Just look and you will know. Ansha. Ansha. You understand why it's close then closer? So we bring the tongue close to the sheen, then to the sheen. Is that clear? What's left? Seen, Sad, Zag. Seen, Sad, Zag. What do I bring closer and closer? It's about the teeth. Because in the Sad and the Seen and the Zag, where is your tongue? Say, S. Where is your tongue? Top. You say, F. How? Where is your teeth? Say, S. Where is your tongue? Tell me, where is your tongue? Resting. Where is your tongue in the Sin Sad Zai? Resting. The tip of the tongue where? Resting at the lower incisors. Look. Look at your phone if you don't believe. Huh? Do this. And then what makes the Sin? Upper and lower teeth become close. Right or no? Do you close them? Do you close them?
No.
No. Close them and see. That's wrong. So you bring them very close. Close, but they're not closed. Closed, right? So as never use your lower lip with the sad. We were about to talk about the itbaq letter and the bod. Oh my god, the bod. How can we skip the bod in this course? Okay. So the bod, and the sad, and the qa and the va, those are itbaq letters. The sad, don't use your lower lip with the sad at all. That's a common mistake. Don't say as. Don't say as. As. Lip has no relation to the sad whatsoever. Keep the lip normal. If you do a true sad, I should see your lower teeth. If you're doing the true sad, I should see your lower teeth. So look what we do in the ikhfa. The tongue is resting, is not moving, is resting. Then what do I bring you closer and closer? If you look, hold a mirror to know this. The teeth will come close to each other and then closer. That's what happens. Ansa. Anza. Ansa. That's it. So what comes closer and closer in the ikhfa and of the noon at the sin sad zai? The teeth come closer and closer. That's it. That's by observation. Okay, that is by observation. Yeah, I know no one said that before, but observe it and use the mirror and you will see it. Any question about ikhfa? Any question?
No.
Again, remember rounding the lips only with the dhamma and bringing back them normal, like rajulunif. What's the example? Like unfukh, for example. You start with dhamma, u, you bring back normal with the sukun. Unfukh. So unfukh. So only round with the dhamma only. When there's noon or gunna, no, and there's sukun, just keep them normal. Nabur, where's Nabur? And level 7. Nabur has, we explained already one of the cases of Nabur, correct? Who can remember that case? Who can remind us of that case of Nabur? Huh? Guys, yalla, mad letter followed by? Mad letter followed by? Shadda. Mad letter followed by? Shadda. That's the first case. Second case, we explained Nabur before. Second case, whenever you stop on the letter with Shadda, huh? Whenever you stop on a letter with shadda, you should make some number to show the mushaddad letter. Okay? When do we do that number? Right before the mushaddad letter. Min al-hayy. Minha al-adhal. If you say minha al-adhal, listen. Minha al-adhal. Al-adhal. يعني الأذلة or الأذل or الأذلي. If you say الأذل means the lam has a fatha, dhamma or kasra. But when it has a sukoon, when it has a sukoon, sorry, a shadda, you have to show the shadda. منها الأذل. Okay, next example. Next example. I mentioned yesterday Ali. Do you say Ali? Ali? Ali. Ali. Mustaqar. Surah Al-Qamar has a lot of examples. Mustaqar. Okay? Exceptions. When you stop on noon with shadda, meen with shadda, no need for the number. Why? Why? The gunna will suffice us. No need for number. And I just mentioned the example, Jan, and I told you how the longest gunna will change the meaning if you don't apply it. Yesterday, right? ولكن من اليم. No need to say من اليم. No need, right? Same thing if there is قلقلة or hams. قلقلة or hams. If the mushaddad letter is a qalqala letter or hams letter, the qalqala and the hams will suffice us. قالت رسلهم أفي الله شك. أفي الله شك. Practice. Leave the book, focus with me. أفي الله شك. من المس. الحج. I don't need to say الحج. No. الحج. وتب. That's the first case. Second case, whenever you have ya or waw with shadda in the whole Quran, in any word, middle or end, what do you do? من قوة. You need to show the tashdid. That is what the number is. That's what the number is. To show the shadda. قوة. شرقية. حييتم. If you don't make the number, you're gonna say حييتم, حييتم, حييتم. It might not be clear enough. And you don't exaggerate, just حييتم. No. حييتم. حييتم. قوامين. Third case, we explained it yesterday. Mad letter followed by shadda. صواف. دابة. أتحاجوني. So أتحاج, we needed the number. بطيقوني, we didn't need the number. Why? Noon with shadda, right? Noon with shadda. Number 4, if you stop on Hamza Sakina preceded by Mad. Why? Because we said Hamza Sakina is pronounced by what? Complete closure. As-sama. If you don't, try. Min as-sama. Is weak, right or no? Min as-sama. Is weak. Min as-sama. سوء شيء. What did I say? Mad or lean letter, huh? Let's make sure we have it. We have it. Mad or lean letter. Okay. Last case before we pray Dhuhr, Asr, and before we pray Asr. Last case in some words in the Quran, we have alif of the dual. Alif of the dual, alif al-ithnain. Sometimes, listen to me, sometimes when we drop it to avoid the two consecutive sukoons, that verb, it will sound exactly like the singular. So in order to avoid that confusion, the Arabs make nabr in that verb to show that it is for dual, not singular. Example. And only when it confuses with the singular. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to show you the example. ذاق الشجرة. Allah tells us about Sayyidina Adam and Sayyidina Hawa. our parents عليهم السلام. فلما ذاقا الشجرة, when they both tasted the tree. So it's not saying the Hawa, she tempted him, and no, both of them. And both of them repented, and both of them were chosen, and they are infallible. Okay, they are infallible. Prophets are infallible. That's the aqidah of Ahl Sunnah. Prophets don't make mistakes or sins. Okay? If someone told you other than this, come, we can explain to you how the scholars understood those ayat and ahadith. So, ذاق الشجرة. Can we say ذاقا الشجرة? No. What do we have to do? What do we have to do? Drop it. Why we drop the alif? To avoid the two consecutive sukoons. We said if we have two sukoons in a row, we look at the letter of the first sukoon. If it's a mad letter, we drop it. If it's not a mad letter, we change it into kasra in most cases. Yesterday we learned alif lam mim Allahu. We change it into fatha. Right? So we're going to say what? If we say فَلَمَّا ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ, what do you understand? When he tasted the tree, then we're going to blame Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. No. But it is فَلَمَّا ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ right before the alif. ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ. This tiny raise of the pitch in the sound, this tiny number gives the difference. قَالَ الْحَمْدُ. If you say قَالَ الْحَمْدُ, what do you understand? قَالَ الْحَمْدُ means he said Alhamdulillah. But it's قَالَ الْحَمْدُ, both of them. وَقَالَ الْحَمْدُ. استبق الباب. Sayyidina Yusuf and the wife of the minister, they استبقا الباب. Both of them started running towards the bab, the door. And who started first? Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. He's running away from her, right? And then she grabbed him from the back, right? Because she's the one who's doing the sin. Sayyidina Yusuf never thought to do the sin and never did the sin, right? Keep that clear in your mind. Even if you hear some ignorant people in the khutbah saying, and he was about to do it and then he saw some, that's all ignorance and false. استبقا الباب, they ran towards the door. If you say استبق الباب means what? He ran towards the door. So you make some little number to show the difference. واستبق الباب. واستبق الباب. But in this example, قيل ادخلا النار. ادخلا النار. What do we say? قيل ادخلا النار. No need for the number. Who can tell me no need for the number here? Why? Because for the singular, what do we say? Who knows? For the singular, what do we say? The same phrase. What do we say? قيل ادخلي النار. Said دعوا الله ربهما. Drop the alif. دعوا. We don't say دعوا Allah. We say دعوا Allah. The word tells us it's plural. It's dual. Because if it's singular, دعوا الله. Right? دعوا الله. So no need for number in these two cases. Any question? Any question about anything we said? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. The Dad, I have like 1 hour video about it, and I have 2-minute video about the Dad, and we announced inshallah Tuesday Fajr of a Tuesday and Fajr of a Friday. Tuesday for brothers and sisters, if you can catch my wife and arrange something with her, inshallah, you're free. But for brothers, Tuesday and Friday's Fajr prayer, we're going to do it here, 20 minutes after. And the sisters can come, she's volunteering also. Tuesdays and in Ramadan, Tuesdays and Fridays, we're going to pray Fajr 20 minutes after Adhan. And we're going to do some little Quran reading and practice. If anyone has a question or anything, we can explain it and listen to you reading and help you improve, inshallah. And we do some little khatira about the meanings. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Yalla, make iqamah, quick, make iqamah. We're late, make iqamah for Asr. days. Tell him you're gonna pray. Make إقامة يلا يا شيخ. سامي سامي إقامة بسرعة بسرعة we're late.
Brother.
Pretty good. You remember?
Yeah, it's from us. Where you go?
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر